Hi, my name is Jacob Silva. I'm in a community service project group with Evan Espinosa and Veer Sidhu. Judging by the fact that you're watching this video, you're likely an 8th grader. And if you're an 8th grader, that means I'm either in high school, in college, or living on the streets. Now, if you're an 8th grader, that likely means that you're doing the community service project. The community service project can be tough to understand. That's what this video is for, to better educate the future 8th graders of our community service project. There are 4 different types of projects. Take it away, Evans.
One type of service is direct service. An example of direct service is volunteering or physical work. Another service is indirect service. An example of this is collecting money or resources for a certain group. Another service is advocacy, which promotes an idea for a certain group. Another service is research, in which you research a topic and convey the topic to the public.
That's right, Evans. There's the 4 different types of project: direct, indirect, advocacy, and research. The more of these types of projects that you can fit into yours will boost your grade accordingly. If you have a direct service, let's say volunteering at an animal shelter, you can combine that with raising funds for said animal shelter, which is indirect service. So, in your project, there will be both direct and indirect service. We followed 3 different groups. One of them was advocacy, Nova's group. The second, direct, Matthew's group. And the third, indirect, Aaron's group. Let's hear what they did as their community service project.
The community I'm benefiting is middle schoolers by getting people interacting with other people they wouldn't necessarily socialize with through playing board games.
So we helped our local church community by fixing concrete.
We're taking donations, money, form, or like clothes or food or anything we can get, and we're making care packages and we're sending them to veterans and actively deployed.
You'll need to call companies and/or people to help you through your project. A problem could be that the person or company doesn't get back to you, or they don't want to help you with your project. Another problem could be that your service project isn't exactly feasible, which would mean that it's too outlandish to actually execute. You'll need to solve these problems and edit your project accordingly. Are there any problems with your projects? And what did you do to solve them?
The original thing that was a problem was we were going to have the game space in the library at lunch, but the librarian, after discussing it with her, said people weren't allowed to eat in there, which I thought would be a problem because there wouldn't be enough time to play games. So I went around to other teachers. Miss Atkinson said no. I talked to Mrs. Allen, and she finally let me have it in there. And the second part was lack of communication for the grand opening of the game space. We had agreed on a day, and then turns out Mrs. Allen couldn't be there, but she didn't tell me that. So Ms. Schreider told me that morning that we were supposed to be having the grand opening, and I had already handed out flyers. Turns out the flyers had the wrong date and wrong room on them, so I recollected flyers and I fixed them. Turns out they still had the wrong room on them. Fixed the flyers. We chose a different day to open it. And we finally got it open on a Wednesday, which we were not planning on.
Okay, so some equipment was unavailable to us because it was being used for another purpose.
Yeah, we couldn't figure out one of the GoFundMe, so we had to make a second one, but now we have both.
Emailed my dude twice and they didn't respond.
But now we have new places, so we're new and improved.
So how do you guys get $1,000?
Oh yeah.
The way we got $1,000 is the first GoFundMe we had, we got like $900. Then I started a second GoFundMe because I couldn't find the first one, and I raised $270. And then also we have a little bit of cash I've got, which is like 80. So we have a little bit over 1,000, and we also 1,050, and we also have like $300 at least coming in. So.
There are 3 main parts of the community service project. There's the process journal, which is like 16 pages long, your slideshow presentation, and your actual project. Throughout your project, you're going to need to document everything you do in your process journal, as well as implement that information onto your slide. You'll need to do lots of recording and photo taking to prove that you actually did all of the things that you say you've done. You'll have lots of opportunities to meet with your community service project advisor. During these meetings, you'll write your ATL skill reflections, as well as let your advisor check up on where you are with your project.
After you choose your partners, in your first meeting, you will discuss ideas for your community project.
During your second meeting, your community project advisor will send you a copy of your process journal and they'll help you set it up.
In your third meeting, you document people you've contacted and create a to-do list based on the speed you think you'll get things done.
During your fourth meeting, you'll fill out your academic honesty form and get your first actual checkup with your advisor.
In your fifth meeting, you will create a checklist for what to put in your presentation, actually start putting together your presentation, and also check in with your advisor.
Okay. During your fourth and fifth meeting, you'll write an ATL skill reflection. Also start your final reflection in your sixth meeting as well.
Hey, it's the seventh meeting. It's finally over. You get to turn in your community project and your reflection.
Direct Service was Matthew's group. Matthew's project was Direct Service because he and his group mates got together and physically repaired the concrete at his local church. Other types of Direct Service are volunteering at a pet shelter or community center. The next type of project was Indirect Service. For Indirect Service, there was Aaron's group, because he raised money and gathered resources for veterans and active soldiers. Nova's project was Advocacy, because her project was promoting the idea of a board game club. And finally, Research. You might be confused because there's only 3 projects that we followed and 4 categories of project. Well, that's because our project is research. Research is gathering information on a topic and conveying it to the public through media, such as I'm doing right now. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video assists you in understanding your community service project.